Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion and happy Easter Saturday. It is a day of preparation, it is a day of waiting. Traditionally, it is a day of passing over, right? This is when liturgically we don't celebrate. There's no liturgy today, there's no Mass until this evening, Easter Vigil, that opens up the great season of Eastertide. So it's a day we wait, it's a day we prepare, and I'm grateful that I can be with you today because it is also a beginning of a season of gratitude. And I'll tell you about that here in just a moment. As always, y'all, as we look at the world, we know that we need to know and to stand upon the ground of all being. In fact, it is being itself, which is the more. And we remember that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of the more and each other. So, how is your Lent ending? How has it been this journey of now 45 days on the eve right now of the new season? Were you able to participate in Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and other times of this season? And I wasn't. I didn't. It has, in some ways, been a disappointing Lent for me. I started with these expectations and these hopes that I was going to do certain things every day, and I didn't. I also really, as we got towards Holy Week, wanted to participate, especially in liturgies, and I couldn't. There was conflicts with work and my third job, as I mentioned to you this past week. And I don't know if it's been because I didn't really enter into Lent in a deep, meaningful way this year, or if there's something else going on, which could be maybe significant to pay attention to. It is that I'm not drawn as much to the liturgical cycle as I think I have been in the past. I've not been drawn as much to liturgy. You know, my wife is Catholic and she's going to the Easter Vigil tonight, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to go with her or not. Because, number one, I'm not Catholic anymore, and I wouldn't receive Eucharist because I can't. I'm not supposed to. And I also don't know how much it would speak to me. There have been times where the darkness and the just the power of the Easter Vigil, the symbolism, would speak to me very deeply. But I don't think I'm there right now. And I don't want to say I don't think I'm there anymore because I might be there again, but I don't think I'm there right now. So I'm going to honor that, and I'm going to go worship with the community that I worship with, my friends and brothers and sisters in faith at St. Matthew's in Westerville. I think that's probably going to be enough for me and probably be true to where I am this year. A couple of things. One is, did you see that U2 dropped another EP yesterday? I was very surprised yesterday morning. I had no idea they were going to do this. You might remember way back 6 weeks ago on Ash Wednesday, they dropped an EP about ashes, dust and ashes, I think it was what it was called. And it was powerful. I talked about it here. I shared some songs here. It was really about the darkness and but also the hope. The people who were lost. There's a song there. He talks Bono and the others, sing about Renee Good and Alex Preddy, right? Well, I guess it makes perfect sense that they were going to bookend Lent and drop another EP yesterday called Easter Lily. And I'm going to put a link to it below. I've only listened to it one or two times so far, and both times I was doing something, so I really haven't dug into it. I want to read more about it too, and really kind of just get what this is about. It's definitely more about resurrection. There's a song about resurrection. There's a song remembering a friend that they had lost. And then there's a really cool song, and I'm sure I'll talk more about this later, that is at the end of the EP that very much sounds like Bon Iver. I don't know if you know Bon Iver, but I also will probably talk about him as well because I find his music to be very compelling in a spiritual, very, sort of modern, not modern, but very transcendent moment way of the time. So I'll talk more about that. But do check out the U2 EP if you're looking for some way to celebrate Easter in a special and hopefully meaningful way this year. Secondly, I am starting. I paid a little fee. It was a donation I think, spent with grateful.org. I don't know if you know grateful.org, but it's the home of Brother David Stendal Rast. He is turning 100 in 100 days from now. And to celebrate him and to celebrate the importance of gratitude, they have created a grateful series. Each day, I'm going to be receiving a special email with some reflections and some invitations to activities and actions centered in gratitude. And again, I'll put a link to it there. I don't know if you can still sign up because it started today. But as I think ahead to my Easter season, I really think I'm going to try to incorporate that more into these reflections. And to start with that, today in the gratitude journey, this grateful living journey, he asks, the writers, Brother David, ask us to envision hope. Like, right? Like, what do we want headlines, 20 years, 10 years, 30 years from now, 50 years from now to say about the world that we want to see? And knowing that today we are somehow bringing that about. I think as we look to the future, we always have to think that, in the words of that great prayer, in the spirit of our Archbishop Romero, that we are builders of a kingdom that is not ours, right? And we are building for something we will not see, right? Think of all the people who have gone before, Martin Luther King and Gandhi and so many others whose names we don't remember, but they were building for the freedom that we have today. I think about the flags on my wall, and I've shared here before, I'm a huge ally of LGBTQ plus people. I have numerous ones in my family, and I've always been an ally for many decades. And the people that have worked to bring the equality and the acceptance and the justice to that community, they have, that many of them have come before us, and here we are in our responsibility to move forward. So what do I see? What kind of headline do I want to see? I think I want to see a world where there is boundaries being broken down, a world that there is greater harmony, a world that is more kind and caring, empathetic, loving, right? Because I think it all comes down to love. It starts from love, it goes back to love, it is all love. And that's what I want to see, a world that is more full, more enriched, more alive with love. So before I go ahead and part from you, we're going to talk about Psalm 94. It's a little longer than 93 yesterday. It was about as short as it gets, 5 verses. This one is 23. Not going to read it. It's in a similar vein to what we've heard. But I do like this verse right here, 22. But grandfather is my medicine shield, my creator, the rock I stand on high above my enemies. All right, y'all. So that's what we are celebrating, Christ passing over into death and springing forth this evening or tomorrow in life. And we're seeing that life. This cycle of life is unfolding in front of us in the springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'll conclude with that and just wish you a happy early Easter. Starting tomorrow, I do hope to be back to writing. I enjoy recording, but writing is what I want to do more of, continue to do more of in this location, in this forum, and look for starting tomorrow, Easter Sunday. So blessing and good, y'all. Be bold, be well, hold fast, y'all.